It's the Orioles on Massett, and the O's continue their homestand here at Camden Yards, and it should be a very interesting weekend with some really good baseball as the Rays are in town. Orioles and Rays meeting up for the first time in 2012. It's been a long time since the first place battle in the East hasn't been something about the Red Sox and the Yankees. Well, they're at the other end of the pile right now. It's the Orioles who are tied for first place with Tampa Bay. And tonight they'll try and get a win, having to change their rotation, and they will go to Dana Evelyn. Evelyn has been added to the 40-man and the 25-man roster today. Let's take a look at the numbers that Dana Evelyn has put up. This is the 8th team that he will appear with. He was acquired in December from the Dodgers for 2 minor leaguers, 100 career Major League Baseball games, 19 and 24 in those games. In 158 minor league games, he is 54 and 36. This will be his debut as an Oriole.
Yeah, I saw him in spring training, and I was talking to him. I mean, most guys don't want to talk before the game. He's relaxed. He said, listen, I didn't have a great spring, didn't use my slider, went down to AAA, had an opportunity to make this club. This is one of Dan Duquette's deep depth. Earl Weaver used to talk about his bench because he had a lot of good starting pitchers. This is a left-hander that's going to match up well against Tampa. Again, they're 15-5 against right-handed pitchers, only 5-5 against lefties. He's a finesse type of guy. He used to throw real hard, turns it over, knows how to pitch. And again, if you want to win and you want the Orioles to be better here in 2012, just give them 6-7 good innings and let the hitters do their thing. Now
they face the Rookie of the Year from last year in tonight's ball game, as Jeremy Hellickson had a magnificent season last year and is off to, one might say, a pretty good start.
Well, that's what he does against the Orioles. And, if you look, this will be his 40th start. In 35 of those, he's given up 3 earned runs or less. That's pitching. So he's got a great changeup. He can throw 90-95. Fourth round draft choice, $500,000 guy. It's funny. He's young. He did win 13 games, as you mentioned. I was talking to Joe Madden, his manager. He said he wanted to come up with his cutter. I told him the hitters will tell you when you need to change. He hasn't, again, at being 3-0 this year, he doesn't need to change because hitters are finding him very difficult to solve.
And yet more in the personnel department for the Orioles. Matt Lidstrom has gone on the DL. The Oriole reliever has got a strain of the middle finger on his pitching hand. The Orioles are going to be short in the bullpen by 1 because Jason Hamill, who is supposed to pitch, is still active. He's not on the DL. So the Orioles one-man shot in the pen. They've got 6 starters.
Yeah, but again, the bullpen, the starting pitching was good enough yesterday. Chen pitched great in the first game. The Orioles win the 1 of the 4 games against the Rangers. Tommy Hunter made maybe 3 mistakes, but gets deep in the ball game. So even though, you're still feeling that 17-inning game and, again, getting pummeled around on Monday and Tuesday by the Ranger, I think they're in pretty good shape out in the pen.
And for Buck Showalter, finally today said something, while not directly, recognizing what the Orioles have been through in the number of games played, the doubleheader, the extra-inning ball games. He put it in the terms of trying to get back on our feet, getting things back into kind of the normal routine again, because it has not been that way for the last week for the O's.
Well, yeah, but you look at the ball club, and he kind of talked about this. He said, they're coming out. I mean, anytime you have to play the Rangers, the best team in baseball. But again, they're in first place. They're playing better than last year. They want to continue that. These guys are in shape. They know that all they got to do is show out there, get good pitching, and they're going to be in like most of the ball games. And that is the big difference between this year and in years past.
And one of the things I thought interesting, Jim, looking at the numbers tonight and all the talk about this great staff with Tampa Bay, the Orioles pitching numbers are better right now than the Rays.
Yeah, the Orioles are pitching better, and both of these teams are tied for 5th in runs in the American League. Should be a great series.
All right, we are ready to go. There'll be a good house on hand on a beautiful night for baseball here at Camden Yards. The battle for the #1 spot in the East, the Rays and the Orioles. Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. And by Jeep. Jeep and the unique brand of freedom you'll find only in the full line of Jeep vehicles. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. What a gorgeous night. Another windy day in the city, but here in the ballpark, it's very warm and very little breeze at the moment. Take a look at our Train game time temperature, 73 degrees under clear skies. Visit Train.com for an independent Train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a Train. Take a look at the starting lineup tonight. For the Rays, brought to you by Dodge, Zobrist, Pena, and Upton, Scott, Keppinger, and Joyce, Rodriguez, Molina, and Johnson. B.J. Upton this season getting back on track. See your authorized Dodge dealer and experience a world of performance, design, and fuel efficiency. Schedule a test drive or go to Dodge.com. Check out their powerful lineup.
And our scouting report on the big lefty. Well, another addition, a seventh major league team. Less is more. He was talking before the game. He said, I used to throw real hard. Then I realized I kind of went the other direction just as hard. So relax, make your pitches. And then again, 50-50. They just don't beat lefties very well. As we mentioned, they've only faced 10 lefties. They're much better against right-handed pitchers, but they're 5-5. So take your chances. They didn't call them up just to match up. It just happens that at least this year, early on, the Rays have hit right-handed pitching a lot better than lefties. So maybe it'll play into the Orioles' hand.
And for Buck Showalter's team, looking to pick up their 21st win. Both these teams are 20-12 coming into this ball game. And Evelyn ready to go. Ben Zobrist stands in, and the first of three is underway. Zobrist will take it outside for a ball. Zobrist had a big season against the Orioles last year. He hit .368 against the Orioles last season when they split the 18 games, and he had one home run against those pitching. Evelyn will get that one inside, and the count will go to 2-0. Zobrist, career against the O's, also big numbers with the 3 home runs and 17 RBIs. Here's the 2-0 delivery, and that pitch is going to be in there. Tampa Bay is going to do, on the whole, what you see Zobrist doing right now against Evelyn. They will wait. They draw a ton of walks. They will stand at the plate forever if you do not throw strikes. Here's the 2-1 delivery, and that's grounded towards third. Cut off. Flaherty got him.
Well, Buck Showalter said, let's see, Steve Tollefson, who just came up from Norfolk, he played third in the second game of the doubleheader right here. Again, good hitting count. Probably maybe with Betemead or Reynolds might have gotten into left field, but again, you got a shortstop playing third base. Betemead moves to left. Jones, Markakis, Flaherty, Hardy, and Dino. Chris Davis over at first. Matt Wieters, the Gold Glover, doing the catching. Well, you're right. I mean, Zobrist and Pena, the two guys, the first two guys in your lineup, they strike out a lot, but they also walk the most on this ball club.
And here is Pena with the power. He is second in walks and second in strikeouts. 5 home runs, 15 RBIs for their first baseman. Pena has faced Evelyn before. His 0 for 7. 4 players in the lineup have actually faced Dane Evelyn over the years. That will be chopped foul and a 2-strike count on him. For Evelyn this year, AAA, 3-2, a very good 2.21 ERA. This is his 60th career start. 5.38 earned run average as a starter. He is 17-22 in the major league games over the season. And what was that?
Well,
against the shift on an 0-2 count, Pena tried to bunt.
Well, it's been a week of seeing things you've never seen before. I understand it late in the ball game if you're trailing. I mean, not even close. You understand at least the attempt and what he wanted to do, but he's a home run guy.
You don't do that.
No, well, you did, but
grounded to short. Hardy's got a long throw and a speedy Upton, and got him. Whoa! How about the defense on the left side in the first inning? That is a very tough play. Upton with really good speed and a nice pick by Davis. the Orioles. That strikeout of Pena. Folks enjoying the Frank Robinson picnic area statue. Here's the starting lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Flaherty, Hardy, Markakis, Jones, Wieters, Benavides, Davis, Johnson, Andino, Adam Jones. Home runs, RBIs so far.
And scouting report on the 25-year-old right-hander. Again, rookie of the year last year, as Gary told you in the opening. He got 17 of the first 28 first place votes, 13 and 10. Low ERA. C for consistency. Again, 3 earned runs or better. 35 of the 39 starts, and then puzzling for the Orioles because they don't hit him well. They've only beaten him one time. His ERA very, very low at 2.23, and he can pitch. Lifetime ERA is 2.83. That's incredibly low.
He has won his last 5 decisions going back to last year with a 3-0 mark this year. And the pitch will be taken by Flaherty. And it is a ball. Greg Gibson has the plate, the home plate umpire tonight. For Flaherty, starting third base, left field, second base, the super utility that the Orioles knew they had and becoming more and more like an everyday starter. Flaherty drove the ball for his first home run of his major league career as part of the back-to-back-to-back home runs leading off the ball game. First game of the doubleheader yesterday. And puts one up in the air this time. It's going to stay in the yard. Center field.
Yeah, the sky is so high today. The only thing that BJ is going to have a problem with it just gets up there in the high sky. There is their defense because of injuries. Jennings out with a left knee sprain, even though he's available to play. So Joyce Upton, Zobrist, Keppinger, Rodriguez, Elliott Johnson comes in. Longoria out with the hamstring problem. Pena over at first, and then the veteran Jose Molina doing the catching.
So the Orioles do have that in this series, that Evan Longoria, of course, remains out with that torn hamstring. And obviously a very big part of this team. The Tampa Bay Rays have gone 5-4 without Longoria in the lineup for Joe Maddon's ball club. Here's J.J. Hardy. Hardy will take the pitch, and that is there for a strike. Hardy also finding the long ball and hits. After a very tough April, May has turned 180 degrees. 349, 5 home runs, and 6 RBIs this month. Way ahead of what he did last year in May when he hit 247 and had just 2 home runs and 10 RBIs. He's already way over that. And against Hellickson, pretty tough. Here's the 1-2 delivery to him. Check swing. He went around the home plate umpire on the call.
Yeah, you know, he established, and I'm talking about Greg Gibson, that he's going to call the ball away at the knees, and this ball just off the corner. And he thought that J.J. swung. Yeah, this kid is, again, I mean, very slow, deliberate. The ball jumps out of his hand. He's got a big curveball and a great changeup he will throw in any count.
Yeah, with 2 down, nobody on. Here's Nick Markakis. Believe it or not, there's no shift. Here's the delivery. We will watch all of this during the series. Tampa Bay, of course, using more shifts than any other team in baseball. The stat people who run the numbers last year, Tampa Bay put more shifts on than any team, and the results were, according to those who run those numbers, they saved themselves 85 runs. This year, talking to the people before the ball game, they are doing double the amount of shifting, as Joe Maddon believes with the ball club he's got, which has a core of everyday players and then others who are in and out, that he's got to do everything he can to maximize the talent he has available, much like Buck Showalter does.
Yep, and then of course what he has is the best pitching staff in baseball last year.
That's going to be popped up third base side. Keppinger, and he's got it. So both pitches come out and retire the side in order. We've completed one on this beautiful Friday night no score. It's like the first. You'll see some great defense, helped out by Flaherty on the play at third base, and then Hardy almost an impossible get with Upton running, and a fine pick by Davis. Call for the Luna Double and get your second room of flooring free. 877-241-LUNA. The Orioles go into the shift, and here's former teammate Luke Scott, who gives a little high sign to the dugout. Tip of the cap. As Luke, of course, a favorite here at Camden Yards over the years with the Orioles. 471 ball games played. He's helping Tampa with the long ball, which is why, of course, they acquired him. A .260 hitter, 84 home runs, 236 RBIs in 471 games as an Oriole.
Yeah, there are the numbers. Streak hitter, but tremendously strong. What you try to do, change speeds, stay down.
Evelyn up high, and a high strike called on that one.
Yeah, kind of a hanging slider. I don't know if you want to throw too many of those to Luke. He hit it out anywhere. But again, you can see on the ground he's a pull hitter. They play him straight away in the outfield, maybe a step or two to pull.
125 against lefties so far this year. That pitch will be taken. He's gone 4 for 32, 125 off lefties and 311 off right-handers. But really no one else available to put in against the left-hander, and Joe Madden wanted to take advantage of the hope for adrenaline flow that Luke Scott would have in this ball game coming back. He's the designated hitter batting cleanup. 2-1 delivery on the way to him by Evelyn, and that's way up high as it got away. 3-1.
And a lot of times you'll match up with right-handed batters on lefties, and of course their strength, thought all the time, their strength is away to righties, changeups, two-seamers. Now all of a sudden you get a left-hander up there. They don't see a lot of them because usually they're on the bench. Harder to make your pitches, and the count indicates that.
Here's the 3-1 delivery on the way, and that'll be fouled away by Scott. On our worth repeating board for tonight from Luke Scott. He said it will be special going back there, talking about Camden Yards, a beautiful park as well. I love Camden Yards. It'll be a little emotional, of course, because you play there. You dedicate 4 years of your life to one spot. A lot of special memories there. MLB.com had that as Luke prepared yesterday to return. And how about the mutton chops? 3 ball, 2 strike count.
So that's his winter beard.
And well, that was a strike earlier in the at-bat. It ends up being a walk here, and the leadoff man is on.
Well, that's a good take. I think he's kind of hoping that Greg Gibson's not going to call it the same way he did the high slider. But it's right at the top of the strike zone, and those pitches sometimes can go either way.
So Scott's on at first base, and that will bring up Jeff Keppinger. Keppinger making the start at third, comes in with an 8-game hit streak. The Rays lineup is half and half. They've got half the lineup not hitting very well, and the other half, like Keppinger, on fire. Down to third, foul ball. Flaherty went over the bag trying to make the play, but it was foul. Right on the line to make the call was Phil Cuzzy.
Yeah, take a look, and this is what Phil is looking at. The ball just, and again, it doesn't have to land in fair territory, just has to go over the bag, but just a little bit foul. One thing about Keppinger, you go back and look at his numbers, and yes, he is red hot. They got him as a utility guy last year with the Giants, and 400 at bats, 24 strikeouts. I was looking at the numbers. 3% of the time he swings and misses, so he is the ultimate contact guy.
And Evelyn's pitch to him, and that is a strike. He was activated from the restricted list yesterday. He had personal matters at home that he had to take care of, and came back for yesterday's game and extended his hit streak with a first inning single in the ball game. 0-2, Scott off first. Keppinger, hit him. So 2 on to start this second inning.
Well, you know what the intent is, but again, at this level, well, when you try to come in, you throw the baseball, you command it. Keppinger trying to get on, takes it off the left shoulder.
And that will bring up Matt Joyce with 2 on and nobody out. This team has struggled with runners in scoring position, hitting only .225. They are next to last as a team in that category. Joyce himself hitting .250 with runners in scoring position. The delivery to him and up the middle, right into that chip, but right over the head of Hardy, and it'll be a single. Well, they had the players where they needed them to be, but that's how you beat it. Put them over their heads. Joyce has got a base hit.
Well, he gets a great pitch to hit and just hits a bullet. Luke Scott's got to make sure the ball clears, otherwise he's going to get doubled up. That's one of those, again, where J.J. Hardy was. If he catches this ball, this might be a triple play. But it gets over his head. It's going to load him up. I mean, look at that. This is dead center.
And another one of the hot hitters will come to the plate. A single for Joyce. And here is Sean Rodriguez. Rodriguez comes in with an 8-game hit streak. He's hitting .238 with runners in scoring position as the Rays threaten Scott, Keppinger, and Joyce. A walk, a hit batter, and a single. And the pitch will be on the inside corner for a strike. Now, Danny Evelyn did pitch at the major league level last year with the Dodgers. He made 5 starts. He went 3-2, had a very good .303 ERA, and did pitch in September at the major league level with the Dodgers. The 0-1 delivery is going to go to third. Flaherty's got it. They'll give up the run to try and get 2, and they do. No RBI. Luke Scott will score, and Tampa Bay takes a 1-0 lead.
So the walk scores. Of course, what gets Luke to second is the hit batter, 0-2 count, and then right here makes a good pitch. Little sinker to Seamer, 5-4 to 3.
So the Orioles turn a big double play here in the first inning. Even though a run scores, now a runner at third base with 2 down, and that will bring up Jose Molina. Molina will take the pitch inside for a ball, doing a lot of the regular catching, but like so many of these players, he too in and out of the lineup. He has started 17 of 31 games. Got a home run on Tuesday against the Yankees, his second of the year. He had a grand total of only 3 all of last season with Toronto. 55 games played. 1 ball, 1 strike count, runner at third and 2 down.
Yeah, this is the guy you need to get out. 154 with runners in scoring position.
He went.
Yep.
He's only had 7 at bats against lefties, 1 for 7.
Going up the ladder, high leg kick. He just chases. Yeah, Dana Evelyn is not going to light up any radar guns. He just has to stay down and off the edges.
That one is going to go to center. Jones has it lined up. And the catch is made. So the double play turns to be big. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Tampa Bay takes the 1-0 lead. A cold one to look forward forward to Miller time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. The Rays have lost 4 of their last 5, including 2 out of 3 against the Yankees, where they were last. The Orioles, of course, coming off losing 3 out of 4 against Texas. However, both of these teams are 6-4 in their last 10 ball games.
Yeah, they only went 3 for 28, as you mentioned, really struggling with runners in scoring position. Perfect example of that inning. Look how big an inning they have if they get a hit early on or even at the end. That one run is at least doubled. Just hard to do sometimes.
Big outs on that double play. Here is Adam Jones. Adam stands in to lead it off. Minor shift put on in the infield. They play him a second baseman right at second base. You see the home run last year, 385 career average against Hellickson. The 1-0 delivery, and that's a strike on the outside corner. Adam comes in 3rd in runs, 5 in home runs in the American League, and over the last 18 games has put up some big numbers. On base percentage of .341, .570 slugging. And a big cut on Hellickson's pitch that was down. Foul tip, says the umpire, 1-2.
Yeah, he can locate the fastball in the back of your mind. I don't think he's thrown a changeup yet. And again, on the way to those 4 wins against the Orioles, he's certainly established in their mind he can throw it again at any time.
1-2.
So easy. I mean, he's only 6'1", but to me, he pitches like he's 6'3" or 4. He has the ability to throw the ball down. And he also has the ability to throw it right at your kneecaps. And there's his pitching coach, Jim Hickey. Boy, he's done a marvelous job with this team.
2 ball, 2 strike count on Jones. And that will be fouled away. And the count goes to 2-2. Battle for first place. And for Adam Jones, it's been about some really strange numbers. Empty, 352 on, a whole lot lower. Madden, manager of the year last year, 6th season here. Buck Showalter with the Orioles, having gotten things turned around, at least to the moment. And a swing and a foul tip somehow.
Well, there's your changeup.
Got it.
What, it's about 1.5 feet outside? Well, again, the arm speed is so good on his changeup. You read fastball if you're a hitter. And look how far. It's, what, about 4 or 5 inches off the corner? And then, where was it? Knee high.
He was lucky he got it before it hit the ground. 2 ball, 2 strike count.
Well, he could do a Vlad Guerrero.
Hit it on the bounce.
Yes, hit it up. He did that numerous times.
And that one to right field. They weren't playing him towards the corner. It is going to be a foul ball. Just missed down the 318 mark there.
See, again, they put the shift on, but the outfield plays him pretty straight. So this ball just kind of slicing, and not fouled by much.
Be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Take a look at where that second baseman is playing. Johnson, these are the kind of shifts you see being used by Tampa Bay. They're not complete shifts. Maybe just even 1 or 2 players move sometimes. He's right over by second. 2-2 delivery, and that's going to miss inside. Again, an off-speed delivery, and the count will go to 3-2. For Adam Jones and the Orioles this season, he has been the leader in home runs. Got one on Thursday against Texas. He's been on 29 of 32 games. He's been on base. Here's the 3-2 delivery. That is deep and stay fair. Goodbye, home run. He leads the Orioles in homer by 1 more.
Well, this was in
Jones his 10th.
Yeah, they did it yesterday. Orioles hit back-to-back home runs in the first game, and then in the 7th, he took Kobe Lewis for a ride. They kept trying to get away, change-ups, didn't want to come in, and 3-2, lead-off batter, you trust your stuff. Adam won that battle. Boy, that ball was hit hard.
An 8-pitch at-bat. And Adam Jones gets that final one and ties the ball game up with a home run. Now the off-speed pitch to Wieters for a strike.
See, they're trying to sit on inside middle of the plate. Why? I have no idea, but I mean, 3-2, it is tough to go in, especially with a 1-run lead, especially leading off an inning.
And Waiters goes to right field, an atom ball that almost took off over Zobra's head. He hauls it in for the out. Waiters retired. The Orioles lead the majors in home runs. They have hit 51 homers, more than any other team in baseball. And while a lot of those were coming on the road at the beginning, since getting back home in this homestand, they're putting them up here. They've got 24 at home. So it's almost evenly split. Wilson Betemit. Betemit and the breaking ball in for a strike. Betemit 2 for 7, lifetime off Hellickson. He too's been driving the ball, hitting home runs. Here's the 0-1 delivery, and that's going to be away. Take a look at our leaderboard in May for the Orioles. Hardy's on top, average home runs. Betemit in RBIs leads in May so far with 8. And Jason Hamill, of course, an ERA. Swung on a miss. Now, we mentioned in the open that Hamill has not been put on the DL. He is scheduled to pitch Monday against the Yankees.
Yeah, I guess, you run by and you see him getting treated. That's been going on for about 10 days. So he seemed to think things were quieting down.
1-2 delivery. Betemit will take it. 2-2.
Not that knee issues, legs. Of course, when you're 6'6", that's kind of how you get to home plate, drive down the pitching rubber. But a lot better than having a sore arm or elbow.
2-ball, 2-strike count. Wilson Betemit, one away, nobody on. And that's going to be to second base and into right field. Off the glove of Pena by Johnson. Picked up by Zobrist, and a base hit for Betemit. The Brooks Robinson Orioles Legends Celebration Series sculpture unveiling scheduled for tomorrow, postponed until Saturday, September 29. That game against the Rays, 7:05, will be played as originally scheduled. If you'd like to exchange tickets for that game on the 29th of September or any non-prime home game this season, you may do so. Go to the Orioles box office or to Orioles.com. So the Orioles get their second hit. Runner at first base, one away, and here's Chris Davis.
Yeah, Jeremy Hellickson, 5 home runs, 5 starts, but 3 of them came in that second start up in Fenway.
Against the bad Red Sox team? One down.
They're not good, are they?
Ooh. Oh, that's not fair. I mean, they've got so much talent around there.
And so many issues.
So many issues.
Yeah. But Saltalamacchia, Pedroia, and Ortiz took him deep up in Fenway Park.
Davis on the floater. That's going to be away. Hellickson has given up a total of 6 home runs in the year, 3 coming in. He's now given up 7 with the 3 to righties, 4 to righties, 3 to lefties with the home run by Jones. Hellickson keeping an eye on first base. Betemit. The Orioles have done very little running. It's been the long ball. And Davis goes towards second base. Johnson to Rodriguez. Relay to first. And they'll turn 2. And the Orioles, that's something else the Orioles lead everybody in. They have hit into 38 double plays on the season. 1-1, the home run by Jones. by Navy Federal Credit Union. Navy Federal Credit Union serves the Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, the Department of Defense, and their families. Federally insured by NCUA. So the Orioles tie the ball game up on the home run by Jones. And we'll go to the third inning. Elliott Johnson, the second baseman, and then Zobrist at the top of the order, and Pena. Elliott Johnson against the Orioles last year hit .250, 1 home run. These teams did go 9-9 against one another on the season, and Dana Evelyn will get that one in for a strike. A home run, 2 RBIs, and just 209 so far for Johnson. The 0-1 delivery, and that is outside for a ball.
Hey, you get a guy that's a switch hitter. He can steal some bases. He's got 4 out of 4. And if you can look right there, again, over a short period of time, relatively hot. And again, because of all the injuries, Longoria with a hamstring, and you need to have people step up. He's been up and down the last couple of years.
1-1 delivery is fouled off as he got jammed. Johnson now has appeared in 11 of the last 12 games, and 7 of those as a starter. 28 years old, second baseman by trade, but he works around different positions in the infield. 1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way. Johnson will foul that one back off Evelyn.
Yeah, the guy they really miss, and again, he is available with the left knee sprain. He is Desmond Jennings. And again, good luck looking outfielder, right-handed hitter.
Pinch hit Wednesday against the Yankees. 1 ball, 2 strike delivery. Dana Evelyn, whoa, there's a big yapper.
Yep. Well, there we go, because a very lazy breaking ball in the second inning. This one has a little more bite. How do you do it? You get over your front side, throw it out in front of you, right underneath the bat.
Evelyn was originally selected by the Brewers back in 2003. And he has moved around amongst all those teams. The deal with the Dodgers for 2 minor leaguers, bringing him to the Orioles. 36 innings at Norfolk in the 6 games he worked this year, winning 3, losing 1. Ben Zobrist, the off-speed delivery, is going to miss outside for a ball.
Well, you wanted somebody with major league experience. Left-handed, doesn't hurt. Can pitch. He's been up here, so he's not going to, have the glare of the headlights. And then you go back and look at his numbers. When he was called up at the end of the year after pitching down in AAA at Albuquerque, he actually had a pretty good year down there, Gary. I mean, that's high altitude. 112, lost 8, and then pitched well for the Dodgers.
Zobrist will take it for his strike. For what the numbers are worth from his career, major league career, left-handers have hit .308 against him, and right-handers .298. He's only given up 25 home runs in his career in the 100 games worked. And the pitch is going to be inside, and you can see how he has to pitch. He's got to work. Evelyn with a 3-ball 1-strike count. Zobrist grounded out. Fine play by Flaherty, robbed him of a hit his first time up. Here's the 3-1 delivery. Zobrist will take it, and it's a walk. The second surrender. 1 down and 1 on. The Maryland Lottery Strike It Rich contestant for our game, Joyce Williams from Baltimore. Joyce has already won $500 for being selected, and will get $100 more from the Maryland Lottery for every strikeout recorded by the Orioles. See how you can turn non-winning Strike It Rich scratch-offs into cash and enter to win great Oriole prizes. MDLottery.com/strikeItRich. Good luck, Joyce. Here is Carlos Pena, strikeout victim, his first time up, now 0 for 8 against Dana Evelyn.
Yeah, he's really been struggling. I mean, did break an 0 for 17, but now 3 for 32, and he bunts.
I mean,
that was a bizarre play.
That was bizarre. You have to believe he did not know the count, which is also,
that's a good point.
Neither's positive.
No.
I mean, if he didn't know the count, that's bad. If he bunted on an 0-2, I'm not sure which is worse. But trying to bunt in the first inning and then called out on strikes when he missed it, that's just amazing. Pena hitting at .223 in the year with power, of course. He'll take that one for a strike. Talking about this Tampa Bay team offensively, they are 8th in average, 6th in runs. They are 4th in home runs. They use the homer and the walk. They are 2nd in the league in walks, 5th in slugging, and 5th in on base percentage.
Yeah, they've kind of gone to the money ball. Strike out a lot, don't hit a lot of double play balls.
Boy, was that fisted. Just barely moved it. Andino hurries it over. Down to second base goes Zobrist, and Pena's out.
Yeah, because of the chef, Robert Andino, who's a former shortstop, he's got to come a long way. And this ball, I mean, just crawling here through the grass. Here he comes. And so look how deep he is. And come get it. And he does. Meanwhile, the go-ahead run, Zobrist gets into scoring position with very good speed.
Now here's B.J. Upton. Upton denied a hit by a great play by Hardy in the first inning. He's gone 1 for 12, 6 strikeouts over the last 3+ games. Upton, though, had started out well and still has good numbers on the year with that .283 average so far. Ball game tied at 1. The 1-0 delivery to him inside. Andino really playing close at second base, trying to hold Zobrist to a very short lead, which means Upton's got that whole right side to try and hit through. The outfield playing it straight away. 2-0 count. That'll be away.
This is almost a pitch around right here. Who do you want to pitch to? I'm not sure that Dana Evelyn knows that B.J. Upton is as cold as he is. Did have the back problems, missed most of spring training, but he does know that Luke Scott's a lefty, and maybe he's going to take his chances with him. But maybe he's swinging away 3-0 here.
3-0, and he was, and he fouls it back.
Well, you know, when you've got the professor over there, manager of the year, he lets him go. And why not? You got a real good fastball hitter. You have a pitcher. If he's going to throw a strike, it's probably going to be hittable. You're throwing it for the middle of the plate.
Upton has hit against him before, 2 for 8. Coming into the ball game against Evelyn, now 2 for 9. Here's the 3-1 delivery. Upton will take it up high, and he's on.
So a lot of pitches, and I mean that could work for a while as long as you don't give in.
And Luke Scott will come up with runners at first and second base and 2 down. Scott drew a walk, scored the run in the second inning. Scott coming into the ball game with those 22 RBIs. He is 9th in the American League in runs batted in to start today.
And he is their best hitter with runners in scoring position. Now, it doesn't mean it's against lefties, but team's hitting, what, 225? He's hitting 348. Doing a nice job.
2 down. Runners at first and second. The big shift is on. Breaking ball. That's where Evelyn was against him in the first at bat.
You know, every time a guy comes out of Norfolk, they use a different baseball. The seams are higher, probably easier to throw a breaking ball. It's made in China. The one that the Major League is still made by Rawlings, so they're just different balls. So it's harder to probably throw a breaking ball up here than it is down at AAA, and that's looks like maybe the battle tonight for Dana Evelyn.
Evelyn with the 1-0 delivery to Luke Scott. That breaking ball will miss inside. 2-0. Scott in this ballpark in the years he played with the Orioles here at Camden Yards, a .291 hitter. He had 53 home runs, 239 games played here in Baltimore. Big chance here for him. Orioles with Andino playing that softball right field against him, way out there in the grass. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Puts it the other way. Betamit backing up. Warning track, and makes the catch. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 are left on base. Ball game tied at 1. 2+ homers in 7 of the last 9 games. They had a streak of 5 consecutive with home runs. It's only the 10th time since the Orioles came to Baltimore that they have had home runs in 5 straight ball games. And of course, getting one here in this ball game, Adam Jones, his 10th in the 2nd inning. Beautiful night. Look at Camden Yards from on high and within as we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Nick Johnson will be leading it off, Andino and then Flaherty to follow. Nick is the designated hitter in this ball game. Hellickson's delivery, and that will be taken for a strike. 1-2-0 the Orioles, 1-1-0 for the Rays. 2 different records for these 2 ball clubs. This Tampa Bay team, 13-3 at home, the best in the majors. 7-9 on the road, the 3rd worst.
Yeah, even Hellickson, I mean, again, not a lot of starts, but his ERA coming in was almost 6 runs a game. And a lot of it has to do with that Fenway ballpark. And then Toronto actually pitched pretty well up there, so most of his starts at home. Again, the 3-0 record, no decision when he gave up the 3 home runs up in Boston.
Nick Johnson, here's the 1-1 delivery to him. Orioles DH will take that one down low for a ball. Well, the Orioles trying to work Hellickson, who he's given up 15 walks and has 24 strikeouts in the 38 innings. He's averaging 6 innings a start. 2-1 delivery, and Nick's got a base hit. Hellickson almost gave in on that pitch.
Well, it'll change up. He figures, Nick Johnson, I'll just throw him a change up. But Nick, he's starting to get a little bit hot. But that change up, it's obviously 3-1. You can't. It's not like you throw it 1-2, 0-2, 0-1 where you're ahead in the count. You have to throw it for the middle of the plate, and Nick Johnson was waiting.
So Johnson's got himself a base hit. That'll bring up Robert Andino. Andino with the runner at first. Keppinger will play just on the cut of the grass. Andino did not have a base hit in the double header yesterday, going 0 for 8, and will go down to 3rd this time. That's a fair ball. The throw to get one, relay to first, not in time, only because of Andino's speed. Good play by Keppinger.
Yeah, he knew who was running. Nick Johnson, not the fastest guy, certainly understandable right here. I mean, look how close he's playing. Nice play. Snap throw, accurate throw, and nice turn by Elliott Johnson. Hellickson wanted the double play. Why not?
So they get the lead runner. 1 down. Here's Flaherty, who flied out to center his first time up. Andino on at first with speed. Against Hellickson, base stealers are 1 for 3. Molina behind the plate has thrown out 2 of 8. In at 3rd base again. That ball to right field, way up in the air. Runner halfway, Andino. That will be handled by Zobrist, and that will retire Flaherty. So a couple of fly ball outs by the leadoff hitter. Celebrate Mother's Day at Camden Yards on Sunday. The first 10,000 women 18 and over at the Orioles 135 game against the Rays are going to get the Orioles sun hat. So gather up the family, have some Birdland memories made at the ballpark that forever changed baseball. Get your tickets in advance, 888-848-BIRD, or go to Orioles.com and see you Sunday on Mom's Day. Some mums on hand here for this one. Little guy's, he's wanting an ice cream. I know that. The one on the left, you can always tell.
Not, it won't take long.
Won't take long. The good life. Here's J.J. Hardy. Hardy, a strikeout victim, his first time up.
Yeah, Hellickson, 189 innings last year, and they only attempted to steal 11 times. That's a really low number. See how quick he is to the plate. Yeah, you can see just a little slide step there, and again, he pitches bigger than he is. He at least appears to me to be bigger than 6'1".
Hardy 3 for 11 with a home run against Hellickson. Hardy part of that 3-homer group that started the first game of the doubleheader. First time ever in the American League, of course. The Pirates, the Padres, Braves, and Brewers were the 3 National League teams that led off a ball game with 3 homers, but nobody ever done it in the American League. to the Orioles in game 1 of the doubleheader yesterday.
Yeah, JJ was talking about he was part of the Brewers back in 2007. Hit it down the right field line, hit into the bullpen in Cincinnati.
0-1 count, Andino not a big lead, and that pitch will be taken down low. The other reason you don't try and run against the staff, I mean, they hold runners well. They also led the major leagues in pickoffs with 22 last year.
Shields had probably 11 or 12 of them.
Half of them, yep.
So you have a role model, a mentor like that.
1 ball, 1 strike count, 2 down. Game tied at 1. Hardy will take it on a bounce. Molina looks down but does not make the throw.
There's so many ways you can keep runners close. I mean, you can throw over, you can slide step, you can want to give the catcher a chance, and Molina 37% lifetime, so he's a good catch and throw guy. Also, James Shields, and we'll see him on Sunday, he actually short armed the ball a little bit so it gets there quicker. And again, James Shields says you kind of want to dip that front shoulder, look over the shoulder so you can see the runner better. And then Shields, of course, we'll see it on Sunday. He starts where he goes into that rocking motion where he almost gets his head down by his ankles to see the runner better. And right here, Hellickson just kind of looks over. And again, the chin a little bit above the shoulders, you can actually see.
2-1 delivery on the way. Hardy goes to short. That'll be played to second for the force out. Rodriguez to Johnson. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base after 3, 1 apiece. September 2, 99, third inning, 2-on-2 out. Cal blasts number 400 into the seats and left off Rolando Araujo to give the O's a 7-2 lead over Tampa, becoming just the 29th major leaguer at that time to hit 400 home runs, ending, of course, a Hall of Fame career with 431 career homers. Our Camden moment. Orioles trying to make a Camden moment here as they battle for first place against Tampa Bay. Here's Jeff Keppinger, and the pitch is taken up high for Dana Evelyn so far. 6 out of 14 first pitch strikes.
Yeah, not good.
He's recorded 5 ground ball outs, 2 fly ball outs. Here's the 1-0 delivery. That's a shattered bat to short. Hardy. In his career, major league career, Dana Evelyn's had 65% of the outs recorded on ground balls. That's pretty high.
Yeah, he said he loves to throw the 2-seamer. We haven't seen a lot of changeups off it, and he said again, one of the things, less is more, because when he was young, harder thrower, tried to overthrow, now tries to pitch. And again, anytime you get a leadoff guy, especially Keppinger, the reason the Rays got him is the last 5 years he's worn out lefties, 325. So to get him out, 1-1 ball game, that's what you want.
Joyce had a single his first time up. Joyce had the game-winning home run off David Robertson on Wednesday against the Yankees. Unfortunately, as his teammates put it, he needs to practice on his landing. He's twisted his ankle. in hitting the home run.
Well, he jumped at it. I was talking to him. I said, you left your feet. And, you know, Dave Robertson, who was the setup guy and still is now that Soriano got the save last night, as the Yankees beat the Rays 5-3, but he literally leaped at the ball on the outside corner. And the good news was he hit a 3-run home run.
The bad news was,
well, he limped around, and then he said, I have a tendency of doing that.
They had to go to the rule book on that. 50 pitches coming up as to whether or not can you substitute a player to run the bases for a home run.
You can.
You can. They weren't sure, and the pitch was taken outside. He did it on his own.
It doesn't look good on your resume, though.
No, or running around the bases.
But who gets the run scored?
The player who hit the home run.
Even though some guy limps.
Yeah. It's like the pitcher thing, like you come in with a count, wherever the count may be, weighs. Here's the 2-2 delivered to Joyce. Ooh-ah. Close to the fists on that one.
Well, he could hit the fastball. He had a nice year for him. You know, Hale's from Tampa, so hometown boy. Dad used to take him. I read an article last year. His dad was a big-time softball player. Matt used to go with him, and on weekends when his dad would go all over, I mean, really, literally out of the state.
3-2, and he walked him. That's 4 walks. 1 down and 1 on here in the 4th inning. For Oriole alerts you can't miss, including the starting lineups and in-game updates, text the Orioles 29292. Real good house on hand on this Friday night. This is the first of 3 for first place in the American League East. We'll be back with you tomorrow night. Brian Madison, Matt Moore, the scheduled starters. Jake Arrieta and James Shields are scheduled to go Mother's Day Sunday afternoon at 1:30. 1-1 ball game. And the pitch is going to miss the inside corner to Sean Rodriguez, who hit into a double play his first time up.
Yeah, Dana Evelyn is not getting the close pitches because he's not earning them. I mean, he's all over. Right? Not that he hasn't made some big pitches, because he has. But Greg Gibson doesn't know where it's going to be.
1-1.
All you have to do is look at Matt Wieder's glove, and you get an idea whether he's hitting the glove or not. I mean, the league average is somewhere around 9 to 12%. Roy Halladay, the best in baseball, only hit the glove 26% last year.
1-1. Joyce off first base, and the throw over by Evelyn will get him back. Sean Rodriguez at 226 on the year. A couple of home runs and 9 RBIs for Rodriguez. Another one of the in and out players on this Rays team. Pitch to him at hard up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Hardy dove for it, couldn't get it. Jones will make sure to hold the runner. Joyce stops at second base. Rodriguez a single, 2 on and 1 down. Take a look at our East Winds and see how it's blowing here on this Friday night. Curtis Granderson hit his 10th home run at Yankee Stadium through 16 home games. That is the most ever for a Yankee. Think about that. The old record had been held by Ruth. Henderson Alvarez, Toronto, won his 3rd straight. He's allowed 1 earned run or less in all 3, and the Red Sox now have the worst record at home through 15 games since 1932. They are 4-11 at Fenway Park. Here's Jose Molina. And the pitch on the inside corner. He flied out his first time up, 2 on, 1 down.
So we know Granderson, he hit 41 last year. He's going to hit him everywhere. The Henderson Alvarez, that little factoid is important, because now all of a sudden they got Romero. Morrow's won his last 4. Henderson's only 22. All of a sudden Toronto is getting some good starting pitching.
They have some really good young talent in those guys. That's going to be a base hit into right field. Marquez Joyce with that bad ankle coming around. He'll be held up. And the bases are loaded again. A walk and 2 singles with 1 away.
Yeah, if you're going to give up a lot of base hits, and it appears, again, Dana Evelyn's going to do that, you can't walk people. So right here, I mean, just a nice at bat, covers the outside part of the plate. Didn't try to do anything other than hit it into right field. And, well, we watched Matt Joyce limp into second base, so you know he's not going to score on it.
So here's another big at bat. The walk to Joyce. Rodriguez a single. Molina the single. And now the number 9 hitter, Elliot Johnson, the second baseman, struck out his first time up, 1 down. And Evelyn, the ground ball pitcher, is looking for just that. Each team only 3 hits, but as Jim said, it's those 4 walks. One of them is scored, Luke Scott, in the second inning. And the pitch will be taken up high for a ball.
Yeah, not very sharp tonight for Dana Evelyn. You can see, I mean, he's trying to establish, again, a guy that's been around the big leagues in between 3 and 4 years, trying to establish his changeup. That's what that pitch was, but it floats high.
Here's the 1-0 delivery to Johnson, and he'll foul that back on a big cut. For Johnson, 238 for the month of May. Trying to get his average up just over the Mendoza line at 205 on the year. Bases loaded, 1 down. Here's the 1-1 delivery by Evelyn, and a breaking ball that's way up high. And it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count. And you saw Evelyn's reaction there as the ball slipped out, just kind of going, my.
Well, he's thrown one really good breaking ball. And again, different ball and different feel.
Here's the 2-1 delivery in the way. In the air to right field. Ball hit deep, going back near the wall. Nick Markakis up, bounces, and he can't get it. That will score Joyce. Rodriguez coming around to the plate. Here's the throw to Wieters. Another collision and another out. Matt Wieters run over, hangs on to the baseball, and as he has done in the past, he looked at Rodriguez.
Well, he really didn't have a choice. This is so bang bang. We see a lot of times watch this. He gets the ball right as Rodriguez comes in there, lowers the shoulder. So a terrific, again, the relay right there. No place to go. He blocks the plate. And then right there it shows him the ball. They're going to come out and see if that's all right. Again, you know, you'd like to be able to prepare, and you know, anytime you get hit like that, you're talking concussion. And to say I'm all right.
That was a major league collision. Great relay throw right here by Andino.
Yeah, bullet right there on the money. And you know, and again, ideally you'd like to be able to brace yourself, but just didn't have enough time. John Rodriguez, I mean, right there with the elbow underneath the neck. I think that's what they're coming out to see, if he's all right.
So another big defensive play. The defense is helping Evelyn stay in the ball game. They'll give the intentional pass to Zobrist with Pena waiting on deck. This is going to load the bases up again. Credit Johnson with a single and an RBI. The Rays now have a 2-1 lead in the game, but the second out is recorded at the plate. Johnson picking up the base hit and moving up on the throw to the plate. Johnson now with 3 RBIs on the year. And the bases are going to be loaded for the second time in the inning. This will be walk number 5, first intentional, and the first call to the bullpen for the Orioles.
Yeah, Pena again hitting you know, in the low 220s, so he pretty much hits lefties as well as righties. But again, Zobrist, you don't want to pitch to him. Again, another guy that was only 1 for 14 with runners in scoring position. But again, there's only one guy on the entire team, and that's Luke Scott, that's actually hot when it comes to getting clutch hits.
So the bases loaded again for Evelyn, 2 down. Pena has struck out and grounded out. Pena's 0 for 9 now, lifetime off Dana Evelyn. Big shift put on again against Pena, batting in the 2 spot in the lineup. 2-1 lead for the Rays. 4 hits for them, 3 for the Orioles. Runner in scoring position. The Orioles haven't had a chance. 3 for 6 already. 3 having been left on coming into this inning by the Rays. Evelyn's delivery to him, and that hit him. It hit him. Another hit batter. That's the second one. It'll be an RBI for Pena, so that nullifies the intent of giving that intentional pass to Zobrist, and it is a 3-1 ball game.
Just up and in, and right off the protective pad. Not going to hurt. And now all of a sudden you're one swing away from a monstrous inning.
3 runs in the inning. 2 runs in the inning, and the lead now up to 3-1. Bases remain loaded. Here's Upton. He'll take it up high for a ball, and Evelyn really struggling here, and Adair is going to come out to give the bullpen time to get warmed up. Rick Adair, the pitching coach, on his way to the mound. Dana Evelyn making the emergency start. Jason Hamill unable to go with a knee, scheduled to go Monday. Added to the roster today, Matt Lidstrom, injury to his right middle finger, put on the DL to make room for him. And it has been a struggle. Only 8 out of 21 first pitch strikes. He's up to 68 pitches thrown in the ballgame.
Yeah, it's really been hard to rate his stuff because he's just been so wild. Again, really not been able to command. And again, certainly has the experience.
That is a strike to Upton. Upton was an Orioles nemesis last year. He hit .295 with a home run, but he drove in 14 runs against the Orioles in the 18 games they played last year. Here's the 1-1 delivery to him, and that's foul back, and Dana Evelyn gets it to 1-2.
Yeah, that's really a good pitch to hit out over the plate. There's numbers with the bases loaded. First year, you thought this is going to be one of the really premier players in the league. He hit 300s, a lot of RBI, 24 home runs. Did hit 23 dingers last year, so he's got good power.
1-2 delivery. And just missed inside. He's been trying to get that call or get that ball at least on the inside corner of the plate so he can get the call, and hasn't.
He can't locate the outside corner. Normally 2 seamers, everything's up. Trying to go there again.
2-2 delivery, and that's put up in the air. It's playable. Markakis coming in. And again, Evelyn works out of an inning that could have been a whole lot worse. Even though 2 runs scored, they will come in on 3 hits, and the bases are left loaded. 3-1 Rays. The 4G LTE with speeds up to 10 times faster than 3G. AT&T, rethink possible. So a 3-1 ball game as the Orioles defense has made the difference. 2 fine plays in the infield by Flaherty and Hardy in the first inning. A play at the plate on the 9-4-2 put out in the last inning. And Hellickson, no walks, 1 strikeout so far. The Orioles with a run on 3 hits. The Rays 3 runs on 4 hits. Nick Markakis will be leading it off. He popped out his first time up. Jones and then Wieters.
Yeah, they're advanced scouts in here for the Texas series. A lot of breaking balls, and Nick had a good series. So we'll see if they stay with the fastball like they did the first time up. Well, nope, straight changeup.
In there for a strike to Markakis. Nick is 3 for 19 with a home run lifetime off Jeremy Hellickson. Orioles down by 2 in the fourth.
You watch him pitch, Gary, and you go, gee, it's only 80. It's end up in the middle of the plate. But you can't read the arm speed.
Markakis fights it off. For Nick Markakis, found the long ball. 2 home runs in the last 3 games against Texas. So Nick with that, putting across some RBIs, 14 of them on the year now with the 5 home runs, 5 doubles and a triple. The other extra base hits he's picked up. Hellickson ahead on the count, 0-2. And that's that one.
Yeah, cut the ball in on him on the second strike and then just out of the zone. And you can see Molina wanted it in. It goes away. But again, a good enough movement, good enough velocity. And what he's done most of the night is what Dana Evelyn hasn't done, which is pitch ahead in the count.
Want to send a lot of love out. Monica Barlow, Director of Public Relations for the Orioles, whom we miss. We send along all our best from all of us. And to Masson and the Orioles, we're all thinking about you. Know things are going well and can't wait for you to get back to the ballpark. So take care of yourself and know that you are on our minds.
Yep, as always. Boy, what a great job she does. What a lovely woman.
Adam Jones, home run, his 10th, second inning, leading it off. And that one, they have broken the bat to short. Rodriguez gets it over there in time. And there are 2 down. And our PNC Inside the Numbers brought to you by PNC Bank for the achiever in you. Matt Wieters, take a look at the discipline at the plate.
Well, he's maturing. He's getting those at-bats. Everybody says it takes, what, about 1,500 to 2,000. You can get a pretty good sense of what a guy's going to be. And have quite that many, but he's up kind of right, getting closer to that number.
Wieters making that great play at the plate to get the out. And we'll take the pitch inside for a ball. This is a major league collision.
Yeah, we saw again up in Boston. I mean, the left elbow, and again, you don't leave Sean Rodriguez. Wasn't the shoulder, it was the whole front side, and it hit him right underneath the chin.
Nobody on, 2 down. A 1-0 count. Wieters flied to left his first time up. He's 2 for 8 off Hellickson. Shattered bat again on the pop-up. Handled at third by Keppinger, and the Orioles are retired in order. We've completed 4 first of 3 games against the Rays. Rays up by 2. Tom Davis, Mel Antonin, Dave Johnson, Phil Wood. They'll recap the weekend series against the Rays and a preview of the 2-game set that will be coming up Monday and Tuesday with the Yankees. Back on Monday at 5. Luke Scott will lead it off for the Rays here in the 5th inning. 8 came to the plate for Tampa in the 4th. A couple of runs, 3 hits. They left the bases loaded. They have left 6 on base so far. 4 of those in scoring position. Dana Evelyn will try and settle it down.
Well, look at the glove. Let's see if he can extend through the zone.
That goes to center.
Knuckleball.
Knuckle, and it's going to get by him. It'll go all the way to the wall. Scott on his way to second will stop there as Adam Jones got turned around on that one, and Scott has a double.
Well, Hoyt Wilhelm, we had, and that ball, I don't know if he got, certainly it looks like he got turned around, but this ball, watch the ball, you can't really see it right there. It goes the other way. I have not seen a ball move like that in years. So he thinks it's going to be right at him. The ball, of course, is one of the hardest plays for any outfielder, the ball at you, but that ball, Hoyt Wilhelm, he couldn't make the ball knuckle better than that. Really bad break, yeah. First pitch.
The week of strange things.
Oh.
Then they go on.
Well, let's see if Keppinger gets him over. You would think that would be the MO.
Keppinger takes the ball to left field. Bettamy didn't see it, now finds it, makes the catch, runner tags. Scott will stay on a one-hop throw to third base. So Keppinger retired, doesn't get the runner moved up.
He didn't even attempt to make it.
This day in baseball history brought to you by Ocean City, Maryland. Go to OCOcean.com, click on Summer of Thanks for special deals and discounts. 63 in the state. Sandy Koufax no-hit the Giants. It would be the second of 4 career no-hitters that he would be picking up. Koufax went on to have 4 total. Sandy Koufax this state on the 11th. So a runner at second base stays, and here's Joyce, who's walked and singled. And the big shift put on, so Hardy, the shortstop, will be holding the runner. He's closest to the bag. Matt Joyce fouls it back. Everybody swinging here in the 5th inning. All 3 batters going after the first pitch from Dana Evelyn.
Well, that wasn't a great slider, and Joyce already hit one back up the middle. I mean, a rocket just over the leaping head of J.J. Hardy.
Joyce also had a good year against the Orioles last year. He hit .279, 3 homers, 8 RBIs against the Orioles. 1 strike count on him, 1 down. 3-5-0 for the Rays, 1-3-0 for the Orioles. Joyce on the cut will foul it right straight back. Dana Evelyn, the 76 pitches thrown in the ball game. It has been a constant battle with runners on base with the 5 walks, 1 intentional, 2 hit batters, and 5 hits. That's a lot of base runners. Scott off second. Here's the 0-2 delivery. Joyce fouls that one back. Orioles have had the bullpen up twice now. Matt Lidstrom not available, going on the DL today, so 1 short in the pen for the ball game tonight. Here's the 0-2 pitch, ground ball handled. They got the runner trapped. Evelyn
run right at him. Yes. Oh.
Throws behind him.
Well, now run it. Just keep going. There we go.
And Dino makes the tag to get the out, and they hold the runner at first.
Doesn't it, everybody always says, you can't forget that sometimes it's more difficult on the field than it is in the booth. But with that said, just run at him. Right at him. Make him move. He just still a little bit premature. And right here, no more than 2 throws. Well, 3. That gets it done. The important thing is that Joyce, but again, Joyce can't run because of the ankle, couldn't get into scoring position.
So Joyce at first base, a 1.654. Here's Rodriguez. He singled his first time up, then got thrown out on that collision at the plate. Pitch away for a ball. Rodriguez hitting at .234. Joyce at first, and there are now 2 down. Evelyn trying to get through the 5th. That will be fouled off, and that's a shattered bat.
Yeah. All over his fist.
Well, already in this ball game, we've had a little bit of everything. And Dana Evelyn has been the one who's had to do the battling.
Well, you have to give him credit. He has done that. That in his defense.
Yep. Defense has made 3 real sparkling plays behind him. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Joyce off first. And a check swing. Did he go? Yep, 1-2. Home-plate umpire Greg Gibson making all the calls in the check swings. He's not asking for any help.
He's got that little helmet on. The hockey helmet.
Good idea.
Oh, is it ever?
Timeout taken by Rodriguez. Outfield plays him to hit the right infield to pull on the ground, at least at second base. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way down low. Wieters will stop it and holds the count at 2-2. Evelyn has thrown only 11 of 25 first pitch strikes, so he's had to work from behind for half the ball game, and he's up to 82 total pitches thrown in the game.
Yeah, all you have to do is take one look at him and you would go, okay, this is a guy that has to establish one, strike one, and then work off the plate or inside depending on what the hitter does.
2-2 delivery. And another full count. It will go to 3-2. So 3-2, 2 down. Joyce will be running at first base. Rodriguez with a single his last time up has extended his hit streak now to 9 ball games. He'll hold the runner. Here's the 3-2. Joyce off. Another slow roller. Flaherty on the rabbit hop makes the play to get the out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 more left on base. It is a 3-1 Rays lead. A 3-1 lead. 2 teams, exact same records, tied for first in the American League East. Dana Evelyn coming up to make his first Oriole appearance, first major league start of the year. It's a lot of work out there, Joe.
Well, you know, he's doing his best. And, you know, again, a perfect world. Strike 1 down and away. Maybe a little change up off it. Once you see the guy here, you run it in on him. But he's just getting behind guys. I mean, when you consider all the stuff that's happened, you mentioned it, 3 great plays by the Oriole defense, could be a lot worse. So, again, the thing that bothers me, 3-1, Hellickson, lifetime against the Orioles, 4-1 with an ERA of 2.23. So let's see if maybe he has that one bad inning. Only the solo home run to Adam Jones tonight.
What the Orioles have been able to do this year is be an advantageous team, and when clubs have left the door open like Tampa Bay is doing right now by leaving these people on, they've made hay out of it. So they've got a shot tonight because of what Tampa Bay's done.
Well, that's the way they play, though. They don't score a lot of runs. They're scoring more runs this year than last. They and the Orioles are almost the same amount of runs, except that the ERA was about a run and a half better for the Rays. So they're used to playing close games. And again, as you mentioned, not a great team on the road. But again, if you outscore your opposition, all of a sudden those numbers certainly change.
And the pitch is taken for a strike. There's the Orioles bat here in the 5th inning. Betemit had a single his first time up. Betemit hitting at .253 on the year. Hellickson with no walks, 2 strikeouts so far. Betemit will take it away. Talking about one-run ball games, Tampa Bay's gone 7-2 in one-run games. They have the second best win percentage in one-run ball games in the American League. They have lost 4 of their last 5 games. The Orioles are 4-2 in one run. That one in the air to right field. Won't quite reach the warning track. And hauled in by Zobrist. And Betemit is retired. The April 28th Orioles Legends Celebration Series festivities for Frank Robinson, just the beginning. You can still purchase Orioles Legends Series packages. Get your tickets to the remaining 5 games. You'll also receive a replica Frank Robinson sculpture in case you missed it. To reserve your seat, 888-848-BIRD, or go to Orioles.com/legends. We've watched a lot of folks go out there to get the pictures taken with the Frank Robinson statue out in the picnic area. That will be fouled away by Davis, who hit into a double play his first time up. Chris Davis at 280 on the season. He has had a bit of a struggle. Only 1 hit for Davis in his last 18 at bats. His average from .326 to .283 to start this ball game. That's what pitching will do to you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Chris trying everything. Early hitting. Talked to Josh Hamilton. Here's Hamilton with the double and 4 home runs. Actually 5 in 2 games, and then hit another one yesterday. Just trying to talk about what he does, former teammates.
And that'll do it for Davis. He goes down swinging. That is strikeout number 3.
See what he does. They're talking about Jeremy Hellickson. He slows the bat down, and watch this. He just zips it. And again, it's on the outside corner. So not a lot of mistakes. And when you get ahead of hitters, when you have good stuff, and you don't pitch in the middle of the plate, that's the formula, the equation for not giving up a lot of runs.
Not many batters faced. For Hellickson, here's Nick Johnson. He got a single off him the first time up, takes it for a strike. 13 out of 17 first pitch strikes in the game for Hellickson. He's had 6 fly ball outs, 5 on the ground, and the 3 strikeouts. 25-year-old rookie of the year last year in the American League. Another off-speed delivery will bounce off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike to Johnson.
Yeah, he beat out Mark Trumbo, the first baseman, home run hitter from the Angels. He was second as far as rookie of the year. Well, there you go. That's what you're talking about. Almost a lot of percents.
Good numbers for him. 1-1 delivery will be inside.
And that's a little cutter. And talking to Joe Madden, James Shield came up with a cut fastball, and Joe said, just kind of throttle back on that cutter. But the hitters will tell you when you need it, but again, last inning he did get in on Matt Wieters with a cut fastball. So at least they know he has it. Yeah.
So he goes to 3-1 on Johnson, who delivered the single. Nick Johnson, the designated hitter for the Orioles in the ball game. The Orioles trying to get the potential tying run to the plate here in the 5th inning against Hellickson. And the 3-1 delivery. It takes it, and he's on. They do. There's the first walk of the ball game from the right-hander for the Rays.
Didn't want to do that. Only good news is there's not much speed. At least that's what I would be thinking.
Hellickson here in this ballpark is 1-1. The only loss he suffered against the Orioles came at Camden Yards. This is his 3rd start here. He's got a 5.11 ERA here in Baltimore. Now Robert Andino. Andino fielder's choice first time up. Lifetime 2 for 9 off Hellickson. Nick Johnson at first, 2 down. Clevenger plays in at 3rd, and the breaking ball is a strike.
Yeah, we're so used to when we go down to the Trop in St. Petersburg, where the Rays play, to see B.J. Upton playing shallow, but here at Camden Yards, a smaller ballpark, he's out there.
Way out there. The wind is gone after 2 days of very gusty winds. There is not even a breeze here tonight. Here's the 0-1 delivery, and that is outside, and the count will go to 1-1.
Yeah, it's almost like he figures out Andino, better fastball hitter than breaking ball hitter. I'm not really sure I want to throw it, but he did, but pulled it way off the corner.
Andino trying to get out of the 0 for 9 that developed through the doubleheader, and he won it bad in this game. 1 ball, 1 strike count. And that's down to third, and that will be foul. And as with most of the really good pitchers we have seen this year, tougher it gets, the better they get. No one on base, 256 off him, 189 with runners on base, and came into this game, as Jim noted earlier, 2 for 26 with runners in scoring position.
That was a Colby Lewis number, and the Orioles did not get any hits off Lewis. He just threw the 5 home runs.
Johnson is running. Throw by Molina. Oh, my. Mercy. A stolen base. They forgot about him, just figuring he would not go, and he did.
I asked him today, when's the last time you played the outfield? He said 2002. I guess tomorrow will be when's the last time you stole a base. And he does it easily.
He's 2 for 2. He was on the back end of one earlier.
We're not counting that.
We don't count that. He does.
We do.
Yeah,
but we don't.
So Nick Johnson gets a stolen base. 2 ball, 2 strike count, Andino, and it won't matter. He struck him out. So Hellickson has 4 strikeouts, 2 in the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. 3-1 Rays. Game 2, Brian Mattis on the mound against Matt Moore. Our coverage on Massillon HD 630 O's Extra, presented by Jeep, followed by our game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on Massillon. Moore with that high 5.71. And Brian Mattis trying to find consistency with the 1-4 record. 2 starters tomorrow.
Yeah, Matt, well, yeah. Brian struggling and Matt Moore struggling after having the postseason and great success.
That'll go to short. Hardy's got it. Jose Molina. 1 pitch, 1 out, 6 innings.
A change up for strike 1, or maybe it's just a little off the fastball. You know, Dana, even he could see again command an issue tonight, but just saying when he is pitching well, and tonight not horrible, but because I mean you're in this ball game, he just not scoring any runs. The BP fastball, he almost feels, he said, you know, when I first started, it was just like you're lobbing it up there. But again, if you just throw it like it's BP. And I think that's what he did to Molina. Got him to hit it to the shortstop.
Elliot Johnson will take the pitch. Johnson has an RBI base hit. Pena an RBI on a bases loaded hit by a pitch. Another run scored, the first one on a double play. That will go to second base, and Dino's got it. 3 pitches and 2 outs here in the 6th inning. And our PNC minor league report brought to you by PNC for the achiever in you. Kip Schutz, you see this season with Frederick. 319, 9 RBIs, 10 runs scored, currently with a 9-game hit streak, during which he's hitting a very high 406 out of Evansville, Indiana. 24-year-old left-handed hitter. Drafted in the 26th round of the 06 June amateur draft. 2 years in the minor leagues. Making a little, not a little, making noise.
Yeah, started last year at Delmarva. Had a nice little year. 381. So year before, short season at Aberdeen, 313. How about Zobrist? He's got more walks than hits. Even though it is early May.
Ben Zobrist. He will take the pitch away. 2 walks in the ball game, 1 intentional, and he has grounded out. Zobrist with that big 368 batting average against the Orioles last year. Dana Evelyn with a 2-0 delivery to him, and that will catch the inside corner. 2 guys top of the order. Zobrist and Pena came in tied for second in walks in the American League. They are the on-base percentage guys. A little surprising with Pena, who you think would be in that 3rd or 4th or 5th hole. Breaking ball is going to come inside, and a 3-ball 1-strike count from Evelyn.
Yeah, with Carlos is waiting on deck. I mean, even with the Cubs, what, 101 walks, 160 strikeouts. Good defensive first baseman. Low average. Power. 28 home runs.
3-1 and another walk. So that's going to be 6 in the ball game, 1 intentional, and 3 of them have gone to Zobrist. So Zobrist on for Pena with 2 down. 2 quick outs and a walk. Pena struck out, grounded out, and then the intentional pass to Zobrist in the 4th inning was followed by Pena being hit by a pitch. So he picked up the RBI the hard way.
Man, Zobrist, he can run. Yeah, look at this. There's your home runs since 2008. So you get an idea. He likes it middle to out. And he's strong. And we've seen him over the years. I think we saw that graphic earlier on. He hit 17 home runs against the Orioles. Left center over.
2 down rather, and the throw over to get him back. Pena against the lefties came in hitting 233 with 2 of his 5 home runs coming off left-handers. He's still after his first hit off Dana Evelyn with the 0 for 9. The Orioles, Evelyn trying to work out another inning with a base runner on. First inning is the only inning where all 3 were retired, and that's only because he had 2 good plays, one by Flaherty, one by Hardy, that robbed Zobrist and Upton of hits in the first inning. Hardy with a great play on Upton.
Yeah, tough to play behind Dana tonight in the sense that she's just not strike 1, strike 2, so a lot of deep counts. And again, the effort certainly is there. I think you take a young pitcher and have this kind of command issues, a lot more runs on the board.
1-0 delivery, and that's going to be up and in. Yeah, and the count's 2-0.
Can't quite stay behind the ball tonight. So he's fallen right and having trouble getting his arm out in front of him. So hard to throw downhill.
This will be the 3rd time that Darren O'Day's been up in the bullpen. So he's coming.
Yeah, you would think the next hitter, B.J. Upton, would be his hitter.
2-0 count, 2 down. Runner at first base. Pop up coming back. That'll be over the screen. And Evelyn gets a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Real good house on hand to open up on a just gorgeous evening for baseball at Camden Yards. Great to have you with us. These 2 teams fighting for first place, both 20 wins and 12 losses on the year. Tied for first in the American League East. Here's the 2-1 delivery, and that ball shot in the air to center field. Jones back has it lined up. This one's not knuckling, and he hauls it in. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 more left on base. It is a 3-1 Rays lead. advantage. For the Orioles playing here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards, they have 9 wins, 7 losses on the year. This season at home, updated through the moment, 24 home runs, second in the American League. Homers at home. Slugging percentage at home is 5th best, and with 27 doubles, 5th in the American League in home doubles. Remember, the Orioles in Tampa Bay with 20 wins. I mean, they're at the top of the pile in the major leagues. The only team with more wins is Texas with 21. The Cardinals have won 20. The Dodgers have won 20. Cleveland leads the Central with 18, and then Baltimore, Tampa Bay with 20. Good ball game here. Kind of a strange one. Here's Flaherty. Hellickson will get the strike. Flaherty's flied out twice.
Yeah, again, just changing speeds, a lot of first pitch strikes. What a windup he has. Just watch. It's very easy. Watch his left shoulder. Just ducks it a little bit, stays closed, and then you think it's going to be inside. The ball runs a little bit.
15 out of 19 first pitch strikes, so he's working ahead. When he gets ahead, opponents are hitting 194. When he gets behind, 278. 0-2, thought about reaching, lets it go by. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Flaherty.
And when you're in control of your windup, and we saw it to Robert Andino, who's a good fastball hitter, he added just 2 miles to his fastball, threw it right by him. So the ability to speed it up, slow it down.
Flaherty will foul that one back. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count from Hellickson.
I mean, just easy. Again, the downward. Just what I like is the front arm. Little deception. That's that left shoulder. That's pretty much the steering wheel to wherever you want to go if you're right-handed, and then if you're left-handed, that's your right shoulder.
1-2 delivery, and Flaherty will go down swinging. That one is held on to, and that will be 5 strikeouts for Hellickson in the ball game. One away in the 6th inning.
Yeah, 4 straight pitches and in the hook. And it's a good one. One thing about pitching ahead, and I had that big overhand curveball, it's a hard pitch to throw over, but when you are ahead in the count, especially with 2 strikes, you don't have to throw it over. All you have to do is throw it under the strike zone.
Hellickson retires 78% of leadoff batters. Orioles have actually had a couple on in the game. Jones got that home run in the 2nd leading it off, and Nick Johnson had a single leading off the 3rd. But the home run by Jones is the only run on the board. The Orioles have only 3 hits. Betemit and Johnson the singles. Jones the homer. 5 hits on the board for the Rays. And a 1-0 count. Hardy has struck out and hit into a fielder's choice. 1-0 delivery to him. That's outside. Keep in mind that Hellickson has not lost a ball game since August 30 of last year. And that was against Texas. He has won the last 5 decisions for Madden's team that he's pitched in. This is his 7th start of the year. He's 3-0. Team is 4-2 in the 6 starts he's made.
Yeah, he zipped through the minor leagues. 4th round draft choice, was supposed to go to LSU. Gave him $500,000. 49-16. That's some kind of 1-loss record. And then right there, it throws him a changeup and a fastball count. You know, J.J. Hardy, don't think he doesn't know the scouting report on J.J., the hottest hitter in the Orioles lineup.
And a 3-ball, 2-strike count on Hardy. Hardy hit .298 against the Rays pitching staff last year with a couple of home runs. Here's the 3-2 delivery on the way. In the air, left field, going back Joyce, and he's got a lot of room. 2 down. And our PNC postgame tune-in will be coming up, brought to you by PNC Bank for the Achiever in you. Jim and Rick will be standing by for that. Jim Palmer will be joining downstairs. Buck will have his press conference, player interviews, and more in this first of 3 on O's Extra coming up after the ball game.
Yeah, the Orioles in a position, you get a guy on with the big guys coming up. Things can change, but getting somebody on is a little bit of a problem.
Orioles have had a runner to second base in the 5th inning. That was Nick Johnson after he walked and stole it. The only other one to second was the homer by Jones. Marquez fouls it back. He is struck out and popped out. The Orioles' improvement from last year at this time, they had a record of 14-18 last season, so they are 6 up in that win column for the Orioles from where they were last year at the same point. And that has allowed them to be into this tie for first with Tampa Bay. Off-speed delivery is going to miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Only 74 pitches thrown by Hellickson so far. Very manageable. One ball, 1 strike delivery. Markakis on a floater. It's in there for a strike. Nick has not hit for a particularly high average against Hellickson with the 3-for-20 and 1 home run. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Markakis will take the fastball inside. And you can see the reaction of the hitters, what Jim's talking about. And he puts that little extra pop on it. You get the hitters who are almost jerking up there at the plate after they've seen that slow stuff.
Because he threw him a changeup blown away outside, so he's making you cover both sides of the plate, and it's always hard to do.
Back inside, 2-2, too far inside.
Hey, that's that cutter. Doesn't throw it much. Probably thrown it 4 or 5 times, and watch the ball just moves, but he pulls it off there. So right now, let's see again. Now the wind is a little different with that. And that's what Joe Madden, his manager, said. Can you still throw that fastball away? Let's see if he can do it. I would imagine that's where Molina's going to go.
3-2, foul back.
Nope, changeup.
You just never know. Bringing the heat. Talk about fastballs. This team has the finest velocity numbers collectively of any American League pitching staff, with Price, Shields, Jeff Neiman, Hellickson, and Matt Moore. Got those 94s at the top and bottom. You may be laughing about the changeup. That one in the air to center field. Hit hard. Markakis way back. And goodbye. Home run on a 3-2 delivery. Nick Markakis makes this a 1-run ball game. His 6th homer, 15th RBI.
Yeah, Nick fouls off the changeup 3-2, and young fan out in the bleachers gets a souvenir. That's the first fastball on the year. The other home runs all on breaking balls, sliders, changeups. So now you're within 1.
The second home run, accounting for both runs the Orioles have tonight, and the 8th of the year off Hellickson. And here's the other one coming to the plate. Jones got his 10th leading off the 2nd inning. That home run coming with 2 down makes it 3-2. The delivery to Jones is down low.
We'll take a look right here again. That middle of the plate, ups and out, and Niku had a tremendous batting practice. I know it's different. You got to bring it somehow to the plate when the game starts. Crushes that ball.
Shows bunt, takes the pitch away with that infield way back. Nick has had 5 of his 6 home runs off right-handers, and 5 of his 6 home runs here at Camden Yards.
And that'll get Jeremy Hellickson's attention. And he gets behind Adam Jones, who's already homered.
Here's the 2-0 delivery on the way. Jones will put it down the line and into the seats. No, Nick Markakis fought him off. Got the 3-2, put it out of the yard, and the Orioles continue to live by the home run. 52 major league leading homers.
Yeah, you look at this offense, and number 1 in runners left on base. Down the rank in runners in scoring position, it can get better.
I mean, a few more hits with that
tons of runs
of 243 with runners in scoring position, and I mean that's all. You can pick up a lot of runs. See the home runs this year. The Rays tied for 4th, the Orioles 1st. Both of these teams have had offenses living off the long ball.
Yeah, you could kind of see Tampa Bay. Anytime you go back and get Lou Scott, you bring Pena back. Of course, Longoria out with a hamstring. You know you're going to hit some home runs. You know, B.J. Upton hits over 20.
And a cut on a really good pitch that's missed for the strikeout. Molina will make the play to first base. That'll retire the side. 6 strikeouts, but Markakis delivers a 2 RBI, a 2-out homer, his 6th of the year, and the Orioles are back to within 1. Miller Light. A good ball game underway to open up this 3-game set, and Dana Evelyn has given the Orioles a chance despite the struggle. He's gone. Here's Darren O'Day.
Yeah, Darren O'Day, the last time he pitched Tuesday night, Josh Hamilton with the home run off Darren on an 0-2 pitch, former teammates, and he said May was the worst pitch I ever made. Tried to throw it about 6 inches off the outside corner, threw it down the middle, and Hamilton it over the center field fence. Done a great job for the Orioles. Only been scored on 1 time, and that was it. A home run by Hamilton. Oh, a chance again after Dana even really battled. Did not have command, but got some key outs. The defense played well. And now you go to your bullpen, and the Oriole bullpen doing a terrific job this year.
O'Day did not pitch against Tampa Bay last year. He has 11 career outings, giving up 4 runs, 11 hits, and 9 and a third innings against the Tampa Bay Rays. He'll work against Upton, who's 0 for 7 against him. And that will be in there for a strike. And Evelyn, he got it done. He gave him a chance to be in the ball game.
Well, he struggled. He'd be the first to tell you. I mean, one of those walks, the intentional walk, hit Pena. That was another run. So it was a struggle. Different ball, different hitters. B.J. Upton thought that breaking ball went around the inside corner.
And it may have.
Oh.
0-2. All the better for O'Day, I guess.
Yeah, well,
if it did.
Now let's see if he can go to the outside corner. Something off the. No, hung it.
That'll be right at him. Betamit.
That's the great thing about this game, Gary. You know, you get the second strike. That was not. He would be the first to tell you that is not where he wanted to throw that pitch, and yet he got away with it.
Well, the Oriole bullpen, as Jim mentioned, they've been nothing short of spectacular.
Well,
tied for second.
Yeah, number 2 right there. I mean, that's the second lowest ERA, and what in the doubleheader yesterday, the second game, Ayala and Johnson in the first, and Lindstrom first time all year they gave up runs. That's how good they've been.
Here's Luke Scott, former Oriole, lifts a rainmaker pop up. Hardy, Flaherty, look out, Hardy.
Yeah. I don't think he knew he was there. It was an easier play for Flaherty, but again, when you put the shift on, and that's what it was.
He got to it. 2110 Utah Street, presented by Southwest Airlines Bank at Camden Yards on Saturday, May 26th. Birds and Royals, 4:05 matinee that day. One low price, you get a reserve Utah Street bleacher seat, the exclusive 2110 t-shirt, space limited, so join Nick Markakis, Adam Jones. For tickets, 888-848-BIRD. You go to Orioles.com. Here's Jeff Keppinger. 2 down, nobody on. Keppinger will take it for a strike. Hit by a pitch, grounded out, flied out. O'Day trying to make quick work of it here in the 7th inning.
Yeah, that was a big play. Luke Scott with the double, the knuckleball that went all over center field.
That's going to go to Andino and second, and that's going to do it. Good job by O'Day. Sets him down 1-2-3. 7th inning stretch time brought to you by Jack Daniels Tennessee Honey. Fly straight. Drink. Respond. Open it up here Sunday. If you come to the ballpark on Mother's Day, those who attend will be receiving this beautiful sun hat. I feel like I should be gardening. What do you think? Don't answer that question. You get in real trouble.
Mother.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
What do you think?
You've called me that before. I think Dana Evelyn, despite the struggles, a little credit for him for coming up. It's an emergency start in his case. And look, the Orioles are down by only 1.
Well, yeah, you're down by 1. It's, Hellickson's still out on the mound for the Rays. O'Day comes in and their bullpen maybe not quite as good, even though their closer, Fernando Rodney, doing a great job. So now 3 more innings to go, and you never know. I think exactly against Hellickson, a chance to beat him exactly where you want to be.
All right, we'll see. Get those petunias in. Spring is here.
It's a nice look.
Oh. Sean Rodriguez is now playing third base. And Elliott Johnson is at short. And Will Rhymes at second. So defensive changes being made in this 1-run ball game as we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Obviously lining it up as to how he feels, Joe Madden, as to how he feels balls are going to be hit by this Oriole team from here on out and where he's got his best defensive hopes. Here's the 1-0 delivery to Wieters. That's going to be taken for a strike, 1-1.
What a grounder that was. One thing about Matt, he may not agree, but you will never, ever see something like that affect him. At least I haven't seen it.
Nope.
Doesn't mean he doesn't.
And that ball's going to go to first base. Pena, that had some spin on it. Hellickson gets over to cover. Wieters is retired. 1 down. Voting for the 2012 All-Star Game now open at Orioles.com/All-Star. And in honor of the 20th anniversary of Camden Yards, vote at least 20 times. In fact, you can do up to 25 times you can vote when you're online. So get on there, vote early, vote often. Go to Orioles.com/All-Star for the All-Star Game in Kansas City. Peralta in the bullpen. Joe Peralta getting ready. 87 pitches thrown so far by Hellickson. The Orioles have been able to get 2 runs on 4 hits off him. Both home runs, Jones and Markakis for the runs. Here's Betemeet with a big cut on the off-speed pitch.
Yeah, again, if you're going to pitch against the Orioles and you're Jeremy Hellickson, I can imagine now with all the video information out there, you know he's a pretty good fastball hitter. That's what he hit off Colby Lewis yesterday. 2-run shot, deep right center field here.
Here's the 0-1 delivery on the way. interesting talking with the people with Tampa Bay. All these changes we're seeing as far as positioning of the defense is concerned is done by a group of people nobody knows. It's kind of like Moneyball. They have hired a group of people who are back in Tampa Bay who crunch the numbers moment by moment on where every pitch goes, where every batted ball goes. They supply that information to the club. They come out once in a while. Some of the guys were talking about people showing up in the plane. They're going, who's that? And he'd sit up front, talk to Madden for one night, and then they'd go back home.
Yeah, the point I made, and I pitched on some really good staff, if you have good starting pitcher, and they do, maybe the best in baseball, you can do that.
And a towering foul ball.
So again, you can defense people a certain way and then play them that way. And that's the whole premise of what they're trying to do. Now, we kind of had that information. You had the spray charts. We used to keep a pitcher's chart, but not to the extent.
No.
Now you can actually visually see it. So I think for the modern day player, that's because our whole world is visual. And I think that's how they kind of buy into it.
Betamate will go to second base. Nice play made. And that's going to be the second out. 2 down here in the 7th inning. So the defensive replacement working right there. Time to text in your vote. AT&T player of the game. Here are the candidates. Nick Markakis, who has delivered his 6th home run of the season. Adam Jones, who's hit his 10th. And Elliott Johnson, who has come around with an RBI base hit for Tampa Bay. Text in your vote. A, B, or C. 31826. And that will bring up Chris Davis. Davis with the 0 for 2 is hit into a double play and struck out. And the pitch will miss away for a ball. Davis getting a look at Hellickson for the first time in this ball game. Here's the 1-0 delivery. And that will be a jam shot, fouled off as Hellickson continues to move that ball around meticulously.
Yeah, if you try to read his face, not going to happen. You would not know what the score is. I remember that's what they used to say about Lee Trevino. Never knew if he was playing well or not. Well, the same thing with Jeremy Hellickson.
1-1 delivery, and there's the positioning, but not quite.
That ball knuckled too.
Base hit, Davis.
I mean, look right where he is, and look at the ball just kind of knuckle. You know, it'll hook a little bit. And again, when you're this strong, you go out and hit it with one hand. That's what he does.
And that's going to get the starter out of the ball game. So Joe Madden will head out as Jeremy Hellickson tries to keep his streak alive. He's 3-0. Won his last 5 decisions. He'll leave the ballpark having thrown 18 out of 25 first pitch strikes. And with a 3-2 lead, hoping the bullpen can hang on to it for him. The Orioles 2 down, 7th inning. runs, home runs on 5 hits. Walked only 1, struck out 6.
Very efficient, as you would expect. So again, he puts his team in a position to win. It's up to the bullpen. Peralta, who had a terrific year for him last year. Washington the year before, 71 games, 6 saves. Against the Orioles, pitches well. He's never ever faced Nick Johnson.
So the Orioles have the potential tying run on. Potential go ahead at the plate. 3-2 ball game. Davis picking up the base hit. The Orioles' 5th of the game. Johnson has had one of them a single, and he has walked and stolen a base. We're talking about Nick Johnson stealing bases. He had 2 stolen bases back in 2009. That's the last time he had stolen a base prior to tonight. 2 away. Peralta.
So Peralta last 2 starts after really pitching well, 11 scoreless innings. The double to Teixeira, inherited run, and then he gave up a home run to Johnny Gomes, who can hit him off of anybody.
6 out of 16 in runners inherited have scored. He leads the American League in relief appearances, and the pitch is in there for a strike to Johnson. 18th appearance, 36 years old. Peralta with a look over to Davis at first base, who you certainly wouldn't expect to go anywhere, but we said the same thing about Nick Johnson when he was on.
Well, I think they'll be a little more attentive. Swisher and Gomes, the 2 guys that have hit home runs off Peralta. Okay, there you go.
Davis diving back into the bag.
Well, he can hit home runs. He can pitch. He might even be able to steal bases.
This bullpen for the Rays ranked 12th in earned run average, 12th in hits per 9 innings.
Going home last night, and right across from Camden Yards here, there's a sign that says Chris Davis for Cy Young.
I like
it. It's great.
That's beautiful. Peralta falling off the mound.
And we're talking about his scintillating pitching performance in the 16th and 17th inning in Boston. The Orioles winning that game in 17.
Doesn't that seem like it was about 5 months ago? With all
a lot of stuff has happened.
Wow. Such a week of baseball, and another really good ball game here. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Peralta with that rocking set. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Johnson with a big cut, 1-2.
Yeah, he's trying to hit that one into the bleachers. Kind of came out of it a little bit. Well, they play him a step to pull. Anything in left center, you might have a chance to score a run. And then, of course, the biggest part of the ballpark, probably for a left-handed hitter, other than deep left center, is out just left to where the ground crew is. And kick off that wall and roll.
Here's the 1-2 delivery. Nick Johnson fouls it right straight back. Peralta has the count held at 1 and 2 strikes. Battle engaged here between these 2 teams tied for first in the East. These runs for Tampa Bay have come on a double play ground ball, an RBI single by Elliott Johnson, and a bases loaded hit batter. Pena got credit for the RBI. That's how they've scored. The Orioles have the home runs by Jones, and Marquez. Runner up first base Davis, the 1-2 delivery. Nick will take it inside.
Yeah, that's that little splitter changeup that we saw so much from Peralta last season. Boy, he'll hold the ball. I mean, he did a nice job for him. He is on his own time clock out there. I don't blame him.
Somebody said there's no clock in this game. He was listening. 2 ball, 2 strike count.
That's good. I like that. He's not the first guy, though.
No. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Johnson takes it, and the count will go full. A 3-ball, 2-strike count.
One of my favorite things is going up with Fred Manfred, who does radio for the Orioles, up to Tom Seaver's vineyard, who actually used to do broadcasting when Steve Traxel pitched for the Mets. And
I was with him.
We came out of the car, and Tom goes, "Throw the ball, Traxel, throw the ball." So Peralta's not the first guy that...
We dared Tom to say that on the air. I was doing the play-by-play with him, and he did. I couldn't believe it. 3-ball, 2-strike delivery. Runner at first will be going. Nick Johnson will foul it back, and we'll do it again.
Well, what hitters will tell you, and you never know if you're going to get a better hit, but the more pitches you see, the tougher it usually is, unless you make a great pitch, to get hitters out. So you get to see the breaking ball a couple of times, and you get to see the movement on the fastball. That's why pitching coaches, former managers, Hall of Fame guys like Earl Weaver encourage you to throw strike 1, 2. Get him out as quickly as you can.
Or they figure you out. Peralta appeared in 7 of the 18 games last year against the Orioles. He got a save. 8 innings, couple of runs, 5 hits.
Yeah, he started in professional ball as an outfielder.
Again, going at first base is Davis. Here's the 3-2 delivery again. Ball put up in the air, right field. Way back at the wall. Goodbye, home run. The Orioles lead. A 3-2 delivery to Nick Johnson. And the designated hitter picks up 2 RBIs with a homer. His first of the year.
Well, that's been a long road back for Nick Johnson with the wrist injuries and all the injuries he's gone through. What a night. Steals the base. There's it. Number 1 on the year. Gives the Orioles, at least for the moment, the lead. So he fouls off some pitches and finally gets a fastball in the middle of the plate. And that's a Camden Yards home run. Mile high. Ball's been flying this week for whatever the reason.
Right into that big alley you were talking about. And the Orioles, for the first time, have the lead in this ball game at 4-3. And a pitch outside for a ball.
Yeah, right down the middle. I mean, actually, you could see him go down to his knees. It looks a lot of times you'll pop this pitch up because it was the top rung of the strike zone.
Peralta's delivered now 3 home runs in the 13 2/3 innings he's worked. Here is Robert Andino. Showed bunt, pulls the bat back. A 2-out homer by Nick Johnson, and the Orioles, again, it's all about the homer. Jake McGee up and throwing. All 4 runs tonight have come on homers. Nick Johnson getting the 2-run shot. And Jones and Markakis the solo homers, as the Orioles push their major league leading total to 53 home runs. Andino with a 2-0 count. Peralta pitch down and away, and it goes to 2-1. Andino has hit into a fielder's choice, and he has struck out. 0 for his last 10.
Yeah, he's got to get back, and Jim Presley, his hitting instructor, talking about it. You look at the 2 respective managers, Joe Madden, Buck Showalter. Robert's got to use the middle of the field. The home runs will come. I mean, he's got power. Not home run power, but line drive gap power that sometimes results in home runs.
So Hellickson is non-decision. He will be charged with 3 runs on 5 hits over the 6 2/3. And Dana Evelyn, the Orioles starter, non-decision. 3 runs, 5 hits over 6. It makes O'Day and Peralta the pitchers of record for the moment. There's Nick Johnson, who changed all that with 1 swing of the bat. 3-ball, 1-strike delivery to Andino, and he'll foul it back.
Yeah, that's the kind of the irony. Hellickson made it look so easy, and Dana Evelyn be the first guy to tell you, I really didn't have my best command. And he was all over the place, but again, there's your veteran pitcher, the tenaciousness. And I think that's what they were thinking about. If you're going to have to bring somebody up, do we have to keep going back to guys that have never pitched at this level? So again, I don't think a rookie could have had that lack of command and given him a chance to win tonight.
Andino's taking the count full. 3-2 delivery to him. And he is on with a walk. So Peralta, a homer and a walk to the first two batters he faces in the game, while the bullpen continues its warm-up action. Madden checking out the card. Who hits what against whom? And a meeting at the mound. You got to believe called for by Madden.
Either that or Carlos Pena. And Molina comes out, of course, his catcher. And we'll certainly want to add some runs. And then
Ryan
again,
Flaherty coming up.
And the other thing, when you come out of the bullpen, they want to make sure they know how they're going to pitch. In this case, to Ryan Flaherty.
Ryan Flaherty's had an 0 for 3, 2 fly balls and a strikeout. Runner on at first base, 2 down. All of this happening with 2 away. Chris Davis battled in the bat against Hellickson. He could pick up a single. And Johnson with a homer, and now Andino with the walk and back to the bag at first.
Yeah, they put the defense on against Chris Davis, and the ball knuckles, and they couldn't quite get there. That kind of set up Johnson come to the plate with a chance to put him ahead.
Two down. Flaherty outfield straightaway deep. And a little nubber just missed the bag at third.
That's a Robinson Cano hit. Of course, he also can hit it a lot harder down over the bag. Here's what Phil Cuzzy's looking at, and that ball spinning all over the place.
The Orioles after another comeback win as they take the lead here in the 7th inning. In this first of 3 against the Rays. Andino kind of took a couple of steps towards second on that last pitch. Flaherty with the 0-1. And a swing and a miss and a 2-strike count on Ryan Flaherty. Flaherty getting the start tonight at third base. Key plays first inning. He and Hardy help keep the game close right from the get-go to give somebody like Nick Johnson a chance to give the Orioles the lead. All the big plays show up in these close games. That play at the plate, Rodriguez thrown out, and the 9-4-2 play.
And you're looking at Robert Andino, who made the relay. Markakis to Andino, very much like in the 16th inning in Boston, when Hardy was able to throw out Marlon Byrd at the plate to keep the game going.
Flaherty in the 0-2 will foul it back. 26,669 getting to see a real good ball game. 26,669 on hand here at Camden Yards. 73 degrees when we started. Virtually no wind. Clear skies, gorgeous night, and a ball game to fit the evening. Nick Markakis has had one of the 3 home runs. Jones had the first one. Two strikeout on Flaherty. Andino edging off first base. Here's the 0-2. He'll take it and gets called out on strikes. So Peralta will get the strikeout to end the inning, but for Nick Johnson, a big 2-out, 2 RBI homer, and the Orioles lead.
tonight by Adam Jones. Smacked it into left field seats, and then right here, Elliott Johnson's going to drive in a run, and watch this relay play. Andino to Wieters. Rodriguez with a collision, and then after the base hit by Davis, the 2-run shot by Nick Johnson. What a night. Base hit, stolen base, 2-run home run. Orioles lead it by 2. And again, Evelyn starts for the Orioles, kind of struggles but keeps them in the game. Hellickson made it look easy, and the Orioles are hoping that Pedro Strop is going to come on here and pitch the 8th, can do that too. Look at those numbers. Inherited run scored on a sacrifice fly on Sunday, but he's been really, really good for the O's.
So the Orioles bullpen again will try and solidify a final 6 outs of the ball game as we go to the 8th inning. Matt Joyce will lead it off. Joyce has a single, a walk, a run scored, and he is hit into a fielder's choice. John Rodriguez will be waiting on deck, and then Molina.
And this is, again, he wears out righties. Over 306 of his 7 home runs.
Into the shift, it goes to Andino, and 1 pitch and 1 out. Joyce is retired. Well, with the strikeouts picked up tonight, a pretty good night so far for Joyce Williams, as the Orioles, with a couple of Ks, have added a couple hundred, $700 now you've earned tonight. And for your chance to be the Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, play Strike It Rich scratch-offs. Enter your non-winning ticket codes at mdlottery.com/strikeitrich. And Joyce, maybe more to come. Rodriguez, a single, is hit into a double play, grounded out, had that big collision at the plate with Wieters that denied what obviously is a very big run in this ball game. That came back in the 4th inning. Strop gets the first pitch in for a strike.
Yeah, when he gets on top of that breaking ball, it goes down. We've seen him speed up some bats when it's gotten a little bit flat, but when you're throwing 96, 98, hitters have to get the bat going. So that slider and the splitter. When Jim Johnson was out with the food poisoning, a couple of saves, and right there,
timeout had been called.
That was a quick pitch.
Rodriguez stands out, stares at him.
Well, did they call that a ball?
I think they said no pitch. Called it a ball?
Well,
one ball, 2 strike count, and he's gone on that one. Strop gets a strikeout.
Yeah, we saw Joel Peralta do that on a number of times last year, where he would vary his cadence and try to. But this is just, again, fabulous breaking ball.
Strop this year, the left-handers 292, 7 out of 24. Right-handers 3 for 34 coming into this appearance. He's retired 12 out of 14 first batters faced. Flaherty, Molina's running, plenty of time. Good stretch by Davis. Strop comes on and retires the side in order. Bottom of the 8th inning coming up, 4-3 O's. presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Peralta leaves the ball game working a third of an inning, but giving up the 1 run, 1 hit, a walk, and a strikeout is the pitcher of record. Here's Jake McGee on to relieve him.
Yeah, the big left-hander, 6'3", 230, having a nice year, getting both lefties and righties out. And again, came through their minor league system. 5th round draft choice back in 2005, and in the minor leagues, 38 and 38 as a starter.
Orioles leading it by 1. We'll try and add to it in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Hardy's going to lead it off. Markakis and Jones to follow. These two teams meeting for the first time this year. And first place in the American League East on the line. Each team after their 21st win. The Orioles have battled back, never leading until the 7th inning of the ball game. For the Orioles this season, when the opponent scores first, the Orioles are 5-7, trying to rack their 6th win up in those cases. And 4 runs have been the difference for the Orioles. When they get 4, they are 15-2 on the year.
That seems like it's always the magic number. Even
it is,
even on a year they only won 69 games. So love to add some runs here. Jim Johnson, the closer, looks like he may be getting loose. What they have in common, these two teams, both of the closers 9 for 9. Fernando Rodney, it seems like they always reinvent somebody for the back end of their bullpen. That's what Tampa Bay's done again, even though we've seen Rodney, he throws close to 100 miles per hour, so doing a nice job for him.
So the left-hander McGee goes to work against Hardy. 0 for 3 in the ballgame, a strikeout, fielder's choice, and a fly ball out. And Hardy will take the pitch for a strike from Jake McGee. Orioles 4 runs, 6 hits. The Rays 3 runs, 5 hits. Rays had scoring chances early, left the bases loaded 4th inning, 2 on in the 3rd. Runner in scoring position in the 2nd. Foul back by Hardy. Evelyn kept finding a way to get out of innings. And the Orioles staying close, able to get the lead as Molina makes sure his head's still attached. 2-strike count. The 0-2. Hardy will take the pitch inside. Hardy's hitting .360 off left-handers with 2 of his 8 home runs and only .210 off righties. A tremendous discrepancy.
Yeah. Well, that's getting better because he's about as hot as you can get.
The 0-2 delivery to him, he protects and fouls it away.
Yeah, it just seemed like you go back to, I guess, when the Orioles began the road trip in New York. Seems like trying to pull everything, or probably, you talk to him, he says I wasn't, but it's just pulling off pitches. And then all of a sudden staying on. We've seen him hit a double off the right center field fence in the Texas series. So using the whole field.
Again, the 1-2 delivery. Hardy will pop that one up. Shortstop going back.
And Elliott Johnson
he got it
in the web.
Johnson had to follow that one around.
Well, the one thing about Jake McGee, I mean, when you're that tall and you can get on top of your slider, which he just did, it's got great tilt. So even a guy that's hitting as hot as JJ, it's hard to track that ball because it doesn't stay in the same plateau again because it's just going down.
Speaking of tilt, watch this one. Nick Markakis, 6th inning. Solo shot for the Orioles, his 1 for 3, and will stand in against the left-hander. Against the lefties, Markakis 4 for 29 coming into the game, and adds another. It's the base hit to right, Zobrist up. Markakis with a 2 for 4.
And we're out there today, and Nick and Adam Jones in the same group, and they put on a show. Ed Reed, the Ravens All-Pro safety, out shagging balls, and he's run all over the outfield, but they were hitting them over the walls. They had tremendous batting practice. And again, it was one of those days where you enjoy taking the weather perfect.
As Buck Showalter said before the ball game, he said it's a chance for us to get our legs back under us. His words, talking about he's not used the last week the Orioles have played in all these strange long games as an excuse, but there's no question it took its wear and tear on the Orioles. Now you're trying to get back into a rhythm. Adam Jones at the plate, fouls it off into the screen. Runner at first, one away. And loving that long ball for the Orioles now. 18 home runs in the last 7 games. 34 of 54 runs have come on home runs so far in this month of May. And the 53 home runs leads the major leagues in long balls. Living and dying with it, and all 4 of them put up tonight have come on the homers. Jones, Markakis, Johnson.
You would hope, as we talked about earlier, runner in scoring position number will get better. The on-base percentage number, 310, will get better.
Ooh, caught it. Double play. Oh, my. McGee somehow able to get the glove on that shot right back up the middle. The Orioles closer will come on. 9th inning. Orioles lead it by 1. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com, and by Dodge. See your authorized Dodge dealer and experience a world of performance, design, and fuel efficiency. Schedule a test drive or go to dodge.com and check out their powerful lineup. Tremendous ball game tonight, and the Orioles with a chance to pick up a win as we go to the 9th.
Yeah, Jim Johnson, first run of the year yesterday, came in with runners at first and second with a 4-run lead, gave up the home run to David Murphy, and then was able to retire the side. So it looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter here in the 9th inning. Jim, well, marvelous year to this point. 17 straight saves going back into 2011, 9 for 9 this year.
Desmond Jennings is going to come on to pinch hit for Elliott Johnson.
Yeah, so he, I think over the weekend, sliding into home, sprained the left knee, wearing a brace.
Jim Johnson goes to work, and the pitch is in there for a strike. So Jennings pinch hitting to lead off the 9th inning. There are the numbers: 3 homers, 11 RBIs for Jennings. Couple of doubles, couple of triples, good speed. Pitches outside for a ball. Jim Johnson on the year, the leadoff batters. He's retired 10 out of 13. 1-1 delivery. That's the outside corner strike.
Yeah, Gary, the one thing when they give us the notes, the Rays have won 4 games when they trailed in the 8th inning, and that is the most in the major leagues. 23 runs in the 9th.
1-2 chopper. Johnson's got to get over there. He'll take the flip well in advance from Davis. Jennings not able to run very well, and he's retired easily. 1 down. Let's update you on the voting. AT&T Player of the Game. You can still text in your vote, A, B, or C, 31826. Results coming up on the O's Extra post-game show. Now the top of the order, Ben Zobrist. Zobrist has walked 3 times, once intentionally, and he has grounded out. The Orioles trying to win it on the long balls of Jones, Markakis, and right now Nick Johnson's 2 RBI homer in the 7th, which would account for the game-winning RBI. Towards the middle, Andino will hustle. Running throw, got him.
So Jim Johnson, 1 pitch, and again when he's on his game, it's the sinker. Zobrist came in 6 for 15 with 2 home runs. But again, the good sinking fastball, you can't lift it.
Oriole fans on their feet, 2 down, 9th inning. 1 out away from recording the comeback win. Carlos Pena with power will stand in.
4 at-bats against Jim Johnson. And I'm not sure if it really, you've never been able to get a base hit. You still make your pitch and trust your stuff. Because those are old numbers. You know his capabilities. He's a home run guy.
Jim Johnson is trying to record his 18th consecutive save going back to last year and his 10th consecutive this year. 2 down, Pena. Going for the tie with a long ball on that swing. 1 strike.
Well, he's capable of doing it, and we've seen him again, 17 lifetime home runs. Been there, and I know Jim Johnson's going, well, what does that have to do with me? Haven't hit it any off me. I'll make my pitches, take my chances. That's what you got to believe in.
Here's the 0-1 delivery and just missed the inside corner. O'Day's got a chance to be 3-0 for the Orioles. He's the pitcher of record. Peralta, the pitcher of record on the other side, who surrendered that home run to Nick Johnson. Could be 0-2, but there's another out to be recorded. There's the 1-1 delivery. Ground ball into that switch. Andino deep. And the Orioles win it. A tremendous victory for the Orioles tonight, and just another well-played, grinded-out game. Johnson gets the game-winning RBI with his 2-run homer. Jones and Markakis added home runs in the ball game. O'Day is 3-0. Peralta takes the loss. Orioles win it by 1.